right, without further delay, we are going to get started. I'm making sure I turn off all my notifications so I don't get dinged while doing this and get distracted. Tend to have that happen. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are briefly going to come together and talk about security. And how exciting is security, Kathy? So fun.
If you're the one scanning something, it's important to know.
It's extremely important to know, and it's something I think we should always think about whenever implementing anything new. And whether that's I want someone to do something or I'm doing something for myself, I just need to make sure that I take a responsible stance in what I do and make sure that people on the other end feel comfortable with what they're doing as well. So we're briefly just going to go through this security seminar. We feel it's very important to think about, knowing that there's all kinds of things happening in this world, and with the evolution of QR code marketing, it's more and more prevalent. So you're joined today by Kathy Inman, our executive VP over here at 1QR, and myself. We just feel it's almost our duty to make sure that when using this type of technology, you just keep yourself safe. Just a quick look at how a QR code works, Kathy. They're some of the most powerful marketing solutions and communication solutions out there when used correctly. But what we want to go through here today is to make sure that they are used correctly and you feel comfortable in implementation in your business, and making sure that the other people on the other end feel comfortable when they're scanning the information that you're making readily available, publicly available to them.
100%. I think that the important thing is anytime you try out a new technology, right, not only are you probably using it, but the fact that you have consumers using it. So if we can have a better methodology on explaining how they work and why ours are safe, I think we get that all the time. Hey, why does it say secure by 1QR? Well, let us tell you. And that's where this little webinar is going to talk about. Take you down that path.
Briefly about QR codes. There's quite a few QR codes being utilized out there in the public. We're seeing them on all kinds of commercials, advertisements, how-to guides, help type of thing. So you get an idea of the uses of them, but just understanding the different types of QR codes. There's a static QR code and a dynamic QR code. Static is essentially what it says it is in its name. It's used once, it's hard-coded, it really just goes to a URL or a web destination. And once that's created, printed, it's stuck. Can't do anything else with it. 1QR is a totally different type of QR code provider, generation, platform. We implement and utilize dynamic QR codes, meaning I can edit the QR code to go to virtually any type of destination at any time, which in turn gives you more security. Because what we'll be talking about throughout this seminar here, Kathy, is how malicious activity is utilized, how somebody might be faking someone else's QR code, short links, and how you get to stay in control with a dynamic platform, because you get a lot more than you ever would or do get with a static platform.
100%. Your static platform is just your throwaway platform. Get it, forget it, never use it again.
And I feel like that's a lot of what people do in marketing anyways. It's like, oh yeah, I need to do some QR code marketing because it's evolving. It's gone from, something that was out of sight, out of mind. And then COVID came around, and now, like we had mentioned earlier, they're everywhere. So maybe I should try it. Well, a lot of people
Absolutely.
let's try something for free. Great. Try something for free, try it out. What you're going to get for free is a static QR code. That darn thing, you can't change it, like we're already saying. It might work for you once, but just knowing that it's almost an afterthought to your market.
Hmm.
And a dynamic QR code is something that you can really take into your marketing, into your branding, and say, hey, I can really center everything around I do in marketing in any type of campaign and know that there's a call to action. And call to actions are some of the most important things that we need to do in marketing, anyways, when setting down and saying, what are we going to do? How are we going to get the information out? How are people going to consume this?
Yep.
Is dynamically that QR code should be in the forethought. It should be one of the first things. And being able to brand the QR code, it then looks like it's part of your campaign. It looks like it's part of you and what you do. Because not only are we dynamic in destination, we are customizable in design.
100%. 100%. And I mean, everything you just talked about, it kind of reminds me, you got a little box. It's like a one-time use box, right? You don't want a one-time use. You want something that's going to live on, that you're going to be able to change or add to, or make a different destination down the road.
Mhm.
So don't make a one-use box,
Those
right?
one use boxes, I mean, they really increase your expense
Mm-hmm.
because we see a lot of people implementing QR code marketing into like flyers and brochures and pamphlets and different types of things. And if you're using a static QR code, anytime something changes, you know you have to get a new QR code and you know you have to reprint everything. So that's just an added expense to you. And why not reduce your carbon footprint? Why not allow yourself to market smarter and control that QR code? Because there's a high likelihood I don't need to change the flyer or brochure. I just need to change the destination of that QR code or where I want them to go in a particular day, week, month. If something changes, it's magic. Yeah, I just
Yep.
go in and adjust where it goes to. I, along with the security is why uh, you can get it wrong as a user is there's these different types of things in this industry that people talk about, and there's malicious links, there's phishing. It's a term called quishing in QR code marketing, that you have some people doing bad things and they implement them in places that they make people really vulnerable when scanning a QR code. When we talk about being able to brand, like Kathy and I, we have branded QR codes on our screens. It's building that trust. It's a reputable platform compared to a static platform that it's just going to give you a black and white checkerboard. There's no reference of understanding what's happening when you're scanning the QR code. And you just feel like it doesn't fit in a campaign. Earlier, just briefly talking about it's an afterthought. If it doesn't look like it fits, there's a higher likelihood it's not going to be scanned. But if it doesn't look like it fits, maybe it's in someone's email and it's just a giant QR code setting there. You have a lot of people who will scan it, and that's the scary thing, is understanding why you should not scan QR codes in emails unless there's something pointing to where it's going to be going when you do take that action.
Yeah, we've seen the TikTok videos with just random QR codes taped up on different parts of a city. And I'm like, would you really just go and scan that? without even thinking about where it might, take you or what you might be viewing after you scan it. I think it was just a little bit of common sense.
It's crazy because we talk being where this is what we do. This is our livelihood. This type of technology, this offering, the solution is hearing how other people have experienced things that when they scanned it, they didn't mean to. As in, they didn't mean to go to where it was because maybe they scanned something that is inappropriate. Things have happened like that. We've heard those stories where a QR code's just sitting on a corner of a busy street and someone scans it and it's like, whoa, they almost got in a wreck because of what the destination of that QR code was. A static QR code is also going to take you directly there. It's going to give you no
Mhm.
warning, no pop up, no information of saying, hey, do you really want to progress through with this? There's no context around the QR codes. We talk about the brandability. We've got the one QR sitting here. We've got a secure by oneqr.com, which is essentially saying these are the security measures we have in place for you as a user. Here are the security measures we have in place for you as scanning. We're not stealing information. We're making sure that there's no malicious links that can be a destination of our QR code. So it's just building that brand reputation utilizing a reputable QR code platform. When scanning QR codes, Kathy, what people need to be aware of is when you grab your camera, your phone, your camera lens, there's going to be that yellow little active link.
Mm-hmm.
And if it looks weird, do not progress forward. That's just a fair warning.
Yep, that's your initial warning, right? That's your first thing that you should look at and say, does this look like where I think I want to go? Even on ours, it's going to say oneqr.com slash something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing that we talk about a lot, and this is really for the people that are using OneQR versus scanning OneQR, is testing, testing, testing. Making sure whenever you print a QR code, it's easily scannable. So if you find yourself somewhere and you're like, oh, I just can't get this to scan, maybe there's a reason. So be aware of that. Our QR codes are easy to scan. You're going to pick them up very, instantly. And so if you're having trouble scanning a QR code, also kind of give yourself a second thought and go, what am I scanning?
Right. Being able to make sure you're utilizing a secure platform. So elements that we have in place with OneQR is for a web destination. You copy and paste a web destination, you put it in there. If our system identifies that there may be something malicious through that link, it flags it. It won't allow it to be a destination. So that's a beautiful thing that we put in place that we know is secure for our users. Ultimately, it's secure for someone scanning it. We're making sure that no one is going to have any squishing elements happening through OneQR. Being able to, like we said, identify that little hyperlink that happens whenever I'm pulling my camera lens up and moving forward. It's not a serial number. It's not a weird characters placed there, which a static QR code's most likely going to do for you. Also, you get that secure mobile application baked within our own application, probably one of the only generators that have a dedicated mobile application. You have your own camera lens within it that you can scan any QR code out there. And it's designed to tell you if there's something malicious happening from a QR code. A cool thing is just adding to it, you scan your own QR code and you're in editing. So from being able to say, I printed these brochures and flyers, and I've got this long list of marketing campaigns that I have with my QR codes, simply just scan it with a scanner on your from your OneQR app, and it's going to take you directly into the editor so you can adjust where you want someone to go to from that point moving forward.
Yep. We've tried to think of everything.
Here's where things are a lot of times out of our control.
Hmm.
When you're thinking about, signs, I've seen lots of signs now with one QR on them, and they look great. But then there's times that you see signs have been out there forever, and maybe there's a new sticker that's over the top of it. Maybe it doesn't look like it fits with that marketing element that's out in the public. That again is going to give you the ability: scan QR code. Does that link look like it's suspicious? Don't continue forward. Person that owns that QR code is really the one that's in control of it. If they go by and say, hey, this park bench or this bus stop bench QR code is not mine, get someone out here and get this peeled off. I'll peel it off myself. Those are just the types of things that we have to be aware of. Like with more of them out there, there's more of these opportunities that people will do things. We just want to make sure that if you're publicly marketing with QR codes, keep yourself safe. Don't end up in a headline. Don't end up on a news channel. Kathy and I, we've been talking about just different types of ways that people are knuckleheads in using QR codes. In our local news media a few months ago, there was a story on QR code scanning on parking meters. And people essentially were faking the payment for someone to park and stealing their information and getting payments from them. Just be aware that's it's our responsibility also out in the public to be aware of what we do for ourselves.
Absolutely. And one of the things we talked about the link that pops up when you open your camera and before you even clicked anything. But the other thing would be the landing page in between, right? We have a buffer landing page that you will see before you get to that site that says your camera's trying to open a text message or your camera's trying to open a website, and it gives you a chance to say yes, I want, that is what I am trying to open. And I think that's another thing that people either aren't aware of or don't realize, like, you still have a way out. Hit no, hit back if it doesn't look like where it is that you're wanting to go.
So here's what we encourage everyone to really do: is use a reputable QR code platform. Scan reputable QR codes. Make sure that the link that you're selecting doesn't look malicious. Make sure that there's a pop-up in between letting you know that you're going somewhere. And in turn, when you're utilizing it in your own marketing, that's something you want to make sure that people understand as well, that you're not trying to pull one over them. You got to monitor the performance of the QR codes. That's huge with one QR. Understanding what's working. They're a lot safer in being in control at all times. If I've got something out there and it went in the mail and someone scanned it and they reach out to me and they say, you know what, whatever this offer was is no longer available, I can update that at any time. I get to understand what people are interested in. It's, Kathy, you said test. It's almost like an A/B test, being able to have a QR code going to one type of destination compared to another and seeing what type of traction you're getting. And if you're getting calls or if someone's texting you or emailing, those are the beautiful enhancements that we've allowed for people to implement and use in one QR.
Absolutely. And I loved your example about when you open your app and you can take the QR code scanner and scan a QR code. If you have your notifications on, you should get an instant notification that your QR code got scanned. You know that's still your QR code. It hasn't been messed with, put a sticker over, adjusted. Nobody's done anything to it because you're instantly able to see that that is your QR code on whatever it is you've put it on.
So we feel like we are the leader. Maybe we're smaller, but we're the leader in giving this type of information out there. We're talking about being secure in using from your own implementation, as well as how you're keeping people who are getting your information, scanning it, and feeling secure. the automatic destination of a scanning is something we want to make sure you understand, that that hyperlink, that the interim landing page, it's securely put there for you to make sure you don't end up in a headline. And then some huge things that are happening is AI driven QR tech and safety innovations. As with, AI being one of the hottest topics. I've talked with people who said AI is horrible. It can't do what I do. It can't do what my team does. And then you talk to them months later and it's like, oh my gosh, I should have implemented this as soon as I heard it. My team is more efficient. Those are the types of things that we look at implementing into one QR from the efficiency aspect, being able to understand who you want your marketing QR codes to go out to, when, where, and why I would implement QR code marketing. A big reason why is it's going to become the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, we look at things that you might get in the mail, or you might purchase a product that has a long pamphlet on how to set up something. This world has evolved into convenience. People want things quicker and faster, and a QR code is that element that's going to get them there. If I scan a QR code from some product that I may have purchased and it went to a 404, that company has lost me. That company has wasted a lot of money in marketing. They've not made it convenient for me, but dynamically, if the video on how to put together your toddler's bike has changed because maybe the parts have changed, they can simply just go in and move it to the new video that is the explainer on how to create or how to put this bike together. So we're getting ready to wrap this up. We encourage people to join our community. You get insights, updates. You can share feedback. That's either you can scan the QR code or go to co.1qr.com/community and join our community. This is where we talk about different types of campaigns that can be utilized, how to create your QR codes, how to edit them, where you would put them, the type of expectation to get when implementing QR code marketing. We've got our social platforms, which we're getting more and more active in. It's just coming together and saying, hey, we've got concepts and ideas, and how do we get this all put together that is fine-tuned? You can scan those QR codes, follow us, like those videos, make comments. We love to interact with our community. A lot of times people are like, can it do this? Well, the cool thing about a dynamic QR code, if you can think of a way that you would like to implement it, there's definitely a possibility that it can be done. And that's what's beautiful about one QR. So if you scan those, you can follow us and get our videos. Here's something that's brand new. It is something that we're so confident in. You hear about companies out here is like, try a 7-day free trial, try a 14-day free trial, or sign up. You don't even know you're in a 7-day free trial. And once that 7th day comes in, or you go in on day 8 and you try to log in, it's like, no, you have to upgrade. Well, we're so confident that we're giving you 45 days. 45 days to try it out for free. You're going to get all the bells and whistles. It's going to get you enough time to remember your username and password, to go through the resources, to say, I can do some testing, I can print it on some material. We're so confident that after 45 days, you're going to say, hey, this is just part of my daily marketing, my daily used tools in getting information out about what I do, what I offer. I'm making it simpler for the market to consume that information. Because let's all face it, people don't pick up the phone and make calls anymore. People aren't even texting anymore. We know emails and how those set. People want information before they make a decision. It's something I think can be a little frustrating, but that's just how it is. So being able to adapt to how people communicate now, scan the QR code, learn more, and then let's have a conversation. Scan the QR code, learn more, and purchase whatever it is. This platform is so beneficial and powerful that we're allowing for 45 days. So if you're watching this and you know of other folks, even just, take a screenshot of this QR code or send them to oneqr.com/start dash trial. It will really enhance their marketing when they start implementing it. If you need help, send it in. We've got a full support desk who is willing and able to help you. It's, a lot of identifying, maybe my QR code's not working. What do I need to do? Send those types of questions in to us, and we will gladly support you. Sometimes it's even ideas of, I've got this one. Can you give me some quick information on where I should implement it? Well, we talk about AI. There's platforms out there like a chat that you can take your resources over into chat and say, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Where should I put this? And where should the destination of it go? And it spits it back out to you. So there's a lot of support elements that we have in place. There's a lot of how-to videos that's always found in your footer, either from the website or even in the app. You can get that type of information. Videos, Kathy's always cutting new videos. It's adjusting because the dynamic aspect of our QR code platform has dynamically adjusted the type of videos that we are cutting and making readily available. So that's it. Be secure, be safe in implementing QR codes, be safe in scanning QR codes. Know that we've got your back at OneQR, and that's why we feel that we are heads above the rest. Is that about right, Kathy? we are always thinking about this in any type of feature function that we're creating with our platform. We just want to make sure that you feel secure, you know that it works, and when people start scanning your QR codes, they understand that, hey, they're not trying to pull one over on me. They're doing a great job. They're sending me to a destination that I know that's the information I'm looking for. So, Kathy, I'm going to kick it over to you, and we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, I think the last thing is just, I mean, we have several people that ask us, when they're about to implement QR codes, is how do I answer when my customers, right? So it's not necessarily our customers, but their customers say, is this safe? Is this secure? And you can confidently say, I have found the best company that I could to work with for my technology, and it's OneQR. And I know it's safe and secure because that's what they're in the business of doing.